Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make spaghetti alla puttanesca. Well, what that is, it's spaghetti in a really fabulous spicy red sauce with some olives and capers and anchovies. It's so good. Now, let me show you what you're going to need so you can get started. You're going to need some crushed peeled Italian plum tomatoes, some capers, some olives, some anchovies. You're going to need some garlic, some hot pepper flakes. You're going to need some spaghetti, of course. And you're also going to need some olive oil, salt and pepper, and some basil to finish it up. Okay, first thing you're going to do, get a big pot, fill it with water, give it a nice sprinkling of salt, and let that come up to a boil so that we can get the spaghetti in, because the sauce itself takes about 15 minutes to cook. So it's very easy. You can make this on a weeknight at a drop of a hat, and it is so impressive. Now let's head over to the stove so we can start cooking. Now a large non-stick skillet with high sides, preheating over medium-high heat with about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. You don't have to use extra virgin for this recipe, but if that's all you have on hand, by all means go ahead and use it. So now I'm going to add in 2 anchovy fillets. Now make sure these are not the ones packed in salt, but the ones packed in oil. Now I'm only going to add 2 because I'm only making... This recipe is only going to be for 2 people, and I don't want to have too many anchovies. Now, if you don't like anchovies, and I know I don't, try cooking with them. I don't like them on pizza. I don't like them in salad. I don't like them in anything except this sauce. And traditional puttanesca has to have anchovies in it. So, because they melt. It kind of melts into the oil, gets nice, and kind of almost nutty. It tastes really good. So, we're adding that, and we're adding the garlic. This is just 3 cloves of garlic. And I'm just going to cook this until the anchovies literally melt in the oil. And you can see it takes no time at all. And I want the garlic to be nicely browned too. So it'll take about 3 minutes or so. Now as you can see, the anchovies have literally melted into the oil. So you don't have to worry about biting on a piece of anchovies. It's just really nice and salty and fabulous in this. Now we're going to give this a nice pinch of hot pepper flakes. You can't go without the hot pepper flakes because now the sauce is called Puttanesca because it's referring to the ladies of the night. And based on a couple of theories, I'm not sure which one I would believe, but one theory is that it's called Puttanesca is because it's quick, it's spicy, and it's easy to make. And then another theory, which is what my grandmother used to tell me, is that it's called Puttanesca is because back in the day, the ladies of the night used to make this pot of sauce, and they used to sit it in the window, and the sun would bake on it, and it would smell really good and attract customers, and that's how they made their money. So believe what you want. I'm going to just believe that it's fabulous and delicious. So my hot pepper flakes are in, and this is still over medium-high heat. Now what I'm going to do is add the rest of my ingredients. I want to add in my tomatoes. I'm going to add in my capers. Now capers and the olives. I use Kalamata olives, but any good oil-cured olive will do. That just happens to be my favorite. Now, based on your palate, you know, you can put as much or as little olives and capers as you'd like. I happen to be a really big weirdo and like a lot of olives. If you'd like a little less, put a little less in. So, high heat for about 10 to 12 minutes. This is going to get nicely reduced, and as you notice, I didn't season it. And you know I always season my food every step. But because we have the salty anchovies, the salty capers, and the salty olives, it's going to be too much without me knowing what it tastes like. Yeah, so once it's cooked, I'm going to taste it for seasoning, and then I'm going to season some more. So while this is going, I'm going to add in my pasta and then cook that up, and then I'll drain it, and we'll finish it together. My sauce is perfect. It's nice and thick as it should be. Now I'm just going to taste it for seasoning. Oh, it's so good. It does need a little salt and pepper though. You always want to make sure you check it because you have so many salty ingredients in there already. And you could start with too much salt if you didn't taste it first. So give it a nice little pinch of salt. Like so. Give this a little stir. Oh, it smells so good. Lots of fresh basil. This is just going to put it over the top. Oh my goodness. It smells incredible. I drained my pasta. I cooked a half a pound of spaghetti al dente. You don't want to cook them too long. You want to make sure they're cooked just right. And just toss all of this together. Here we go, guys. Tell me that you have ever seen another puttanesca that's that beautiful. I think not. Now this feeds two incredibly generously, but as I always say, how else would you like to feed them? I'm just gonna plate this up. Oh, look at that. It's gonna taste so good, and I know that you're wishing you were here. It's unbelievable. Just the right amount of sauce, the right amount of olive, I mean everything just works so well with the sauce, and you know what? It's so quick and easy to make. And I mean, you and I both did it together, and you know you can make this on a weeknight to impress anybody at a drop of a hat, okay? Look at that. Look at, come on now. Tell me that that's not perfection. Tell me that when you go to a restaurant and you order it, it looks like that. I hope you guys have enjoyed spending time with me. Now, to get this recipe and other recipes, check out my website, www.laureninthekitchen.com. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.